Hi friends, and welcome back to my channel. So I was looking through my playlists on the videos that I've made throughout the years on YouTube, and if you've been watching since the beginning, you've seen these cookies before, and this is actually one of my very first tutorial videos. So I decided to remake the unicorn poop cookies into a Halloween theme cookie. So here's how they turned out, and let's get right into how I made these. Here I'm going to use 1 box of Pillsbury Funfetti cupcake mix. I prefer to use a mix that is either yellow or white because we are going to be adding color. I also have 2 large room temperature eggs, and I have half a cup of vegetable oil. For decorating, I will also be using a few of these Wilton bags, and I also have a larger bag so that I can fit all the smaller ones into this bag. I have a few Halloween colors that I've picked out. You can definitely choose the ones you like, and a few Halloween themed sprinkles. And to begin, I'm going to go ahead and place all of my ingredients into this mixing bowl. And now that we have all the ingredients in our mixing bowl, we are going to go ahead and mix on medium speed until all of them incorporate. Now that my dough is mixed, I am going to start in adding all the different colors, and I did end up choosing 5 different colors for this set of cookies. When you're doing this, adding the color and mixing, you will notice that the dough is a little bit oily. Don't worry, that's exactly how it's supposed to be, and I promise you when the cookies bake, the oil will bake into the cookies. They will be soft and they will be super yummy. So don't be alarmed if you start seeing a lot of like not over oil, but like a lot of oil, or if it seems too oily, it's totally normal. I also want to add that you don't have to use as much color as I did, but these are fun cookies. Your mouth will be dyed the color of the cookies, so I did go and add as much color as I could so I could make these cookies really bright, because you have to take in account that when you do bake something like a cake or a cookie, it will lose a little bit of color during baking, and I wanted these to be super bright and fun. And now that we're towards the end, as you can see, I have very little bit amounts of dough for my black dough because I didn't want the black to overpower the other colors in my cookies. So I only reserved a tiny little bit of dough for the black. You can certainly use more. This is a part where it gets a little bit tricky, so we're going to attempt to place all of our smaller bags into this larger bag. So usually what I do is I'll cut a hole approximately 1/2 inch to 0.75 of an inch in diameter, and I'll show you a little bit of a close-up so you can see how that looks here. But you will find that it's a little bit hard to place all of them in there, but I promise they fit, and I promise that it gets a little bit easier. So just be patient with this process. I also want to add that this step is a little bit hard because the dough is a little bit hard to push through the bigger bag, so be sure to use both hands. And before you start squeezing it, do what I'm doing here and squeeze a little bit towards the bottom so that it can be a little bit easier for you to start squeezing once you're ready to squeeze out all of your cookies. Also, feel free to rotate your bag, because as you rotate the bag, you'll see that different colors show up in different swirls depending on the sides that you twirl or switch the bag to. These cookies will spread a little bit, so make sure that you leave approximately 2 inches in between of space of each cookie. For decoration, I did go ahead and add a little bit of these Halloween themed sprinkles on top, and they baked perfectly in the oven, so I do suggest adding a little bit of sprinkles or edible sparkle from the sugar art so that you can accent these Halloween cookies. When you get to the end of the bag and you think that there's no more dough in there, just take a small palette knife or a spatula and squeeze anything that is in the bag towards the bottom, and it will just make an extra cookie or two. I did bake my first batch at 10 minutes and my second batch I baked it for 12 minutes. I did find that at the end, the cookies I baked for 10 minutes finished cooking or baking in the pan, so I would suggest doing 10 minutes if you want softer cookies. Here's how they look when they came right out of the oven. They're just as fun on the outside as they are on the inside, and here's how they look on the inside. Let me know what you think about this recipe in the comments. Don't forget to leave me your questions or anything that you have to say down in the comments below. Share this recipe with a friend, hit the like button, and don't forget to hit subscribe before you go. I'll talk to you next time. Bye!